everyone, my name is Ethan, and today we are playing What Remains of Edith Finch. Now, this game is very heavy, so I would look up the trigger warnings. It's nothing very explicit, but it implies a lot. I think the biggest one is it quite often implies children dying, but it always does it from the perspective of the child. So it's like, I don't know, whimsical, you know? So it's pretty horrifying, but it's not really explicit. I will say there are some, it implies a lot. It implies a lot. It implies a lot, but it never really shows anything specifically, so I would, just proceed with caution, but it's an amazing game. Oh. I lived here until, okay, I need to up the dialogue, because she speaks, and I can't read it in time, because she just speaks. So, yeah, this game's pretty heavy, but it's also one of my favorite games ever, top 5 at the very least. Okay, I think actually I'm just going to turn off dialogue, because I think I can, or turn it really down, because I think I can just read over her. So it said, I lived here until I was 11, but I wasn't allowed in half the rooms. Also, before we even get into the rest of this, I would highly recommend buying and playing this game yourself. The story is genuinely incredible. It's amazing. I spoke about it on stream, and someone in chat agreed that you watch someone else play it and then you regret it, because God, you wish you could play it yourself for the first time. That's what I did, and I wish more than anything I could have experienced the game by myself. But, if you, I don't know. Inside the mailbox were bills from 7 years ago, marked urgent, open immediately. Damn. That's such a cool mailbox. Okay. I hadn't been back since my brother Lewis's funeral. Oh, I think Lewis is my favorite character, I think. It's the one that hits too close to home. I experienced the exact same issues as he did, and it's horrifying. In her will, my mother left me a key, but didn't tell me what it had unlocked. Maybe she thought I'd know, or she thought that the mystery would be enough to bring me back. The Finches. Do I go down, or do I keep going up? I guess we go down. The truth is, even after I inherited the house, I never thought I'd come back to it. But now I had questions about my family that only the house knew the answers to. The woods around the house have always been uncomfortably silent, as if they're about to say something but never do. I think the dialogue always shows up in front of you, so I don't think I need to have her dialogue on. The house was exactly like I remembered it, the way I'd been dreaming about it. As a child, the house made me uncomfortable in a way I couldn't put into words. Missing Milton Finch. Now, as a 17-year-old, I knew exactly what those words were. I was afraid of the house. I hoped the key might unlock the front door. It didn't. Looking in, I felt like the house itself had been waiting for me. I played this all in one sitting the first time I played it, by the way. That's how good it is. I sat down and played it the whole thing through. I can't remember how long the game is, though, so I don't remember how impressive that actually is. Okay. So we need to find a way in. Can I run? No, I can zoom in. Can I zoom out? Is the FOV something I could change? Because it's a bit... Mouse sensitivity could be a bit up as well. Right, I don't think there is a way to change the FOV. So I wonder, do we want to go in there? Okay. I actually can't remember how you get in. I think you climb a tree, but I don't remember where the tree is. Yeah, it's been a good few years since I played this, or since I watched it, so I'm excited to find everything again. Here we go. It's a back door, I think. It's kind of insane that she can fit through that. Crawling through the doggy door used to be a lot easier when I was 11. Yeah, it was a lot easier before certain other things too, I imagine. The power had been turned off the night we left. January 2010, for the first time in years, I felt like I was home. But instead of a family, there were just memories of one. Oh, Lewis. In loving memory, Lewis Finch, December 27th, 1988 to November 21st, 2010. Beloved brother to Edith, son of Dawn, great-grandson to Eddie. Memorial service, Finch Family Cemetery. Lewis is my favorite, I think. If I'm remembering right. Like how only one restaurant would deliver to our house, so we had Chinese a lot. Memories of one. Or how after Lewis started working at the cannery, we all got sick of eating salmon, except our cat Molly. It is Lewis. Lewis is my favorite character. It hits a little bit too close to home, which I guess I'll explain more once we actually meet Lewis. Well, that kind of spoils a little bit of how this game goes, but it's fine. Oh, the table was still a wreck from the night we left. I didn't just spoil that he's like secretly alive, by the way. Or anything like that. It's just the way the game works. My mom was the only one of us who could imagine great-grandma Eddie living in a nursery home. It was like a bomb had gone off, killing everyone but sparing the furniture. Nothing in the house looked abnormal. There was just too much of it. Like a smile with too many teeth. Even the fireplace had a story. Eddie told me the bricks came from the original house after it sank. That's cool. Oh, cute. great-grandpa Sven built a music box for Barbara, along with the rest of the house. Like he built the rest of the house, or he built the rest of the house for Barbara. I don't know. It's cute. Mom always told me to stay out of the basement, so I wasn't too surprised when the key didn't fit. I'm pretty sure the key is in the music box, but I don't remember. Really? Okay. It is fun to try and figure out where you're meant to go first, because once you get to one place, you can get to more. Can I not look through that? Okay. Up the stairs then. After Milton disappeared, Mom sealed up all the bedrooms. Then Eddie retaliated and drilled peepholes. That's alright. Horrifying. Okay, let's look through the peepholes first. Can I do that? Molly, 1937 to 1947. You know what? We'll go into this room just because it's here. I spent a lot of time playing in Great Uncle Walter's room. I think my mom sometimes regretted not sealing it up. The sunken house. Lewis told me there were secret passages, but I never believed him. Oh, it works. Turns out my mom was really good at keeping secrets. Now it was time to find out what my mom had been afraid of. Damn. Oh, Milton. From the paintings on the wall, it was clear my brother Milton had been here before me. Reading this, maybe it sounds like I had a plan. But I had no idea what was behind that door. Just like I had no idea where all this was going to lead. I grew up looking at Molly's room through the peephole. Molly's gerbil had a tiny bedroom with its own even tinier gerbil cage. That's cute. Molly. Being inside for the first time, I felt like I'd stepped behind a painting. Can't go in there. Oh. Molly. I got the sense Eddie had spent a lot of time here before my mom sealed the doors. Okay, Molly, 1937 to 1947, so she was 10. Molly Finch, Dear Diary, I'll be gone soon, but I wanted to tell somebody about what's gonna happen. It started when Mom sent me to bed without dinner. December 13th, 1947. I woke up and I was starving, so I looked around for something to eat. The gerbil food. Dry, but I didn't mind it. Mom, can I come out now? Sweetheart, it's late. Go to sleep. Okay. My Halloween candy was all gone. Cute. Ow. chirping outside my window. It was a barn swallow going back to her nest. I reached out for her. And suddenly, I was a cat. I tried to be quiet, but the bird was really scared. Oh, where'd it go? Up there. Also, you've got a bell on, it seems like, so. I jumped and I almost got her. I could tell she was getting really tired. Where'd she go? Now I was up in a big tree. I promised Dad I wouldn't climb it anymore. But all I cared about was eating that mama bird. I gobbled her up. And suddenly I was an owl. First, all I heard was the wind. Then I heard little teeth nibbling in the grass. Whoa. Whoopsie. This bit's hard. I do always remember this bit. Oh, rabbit. Yummy. I imagined his face looking up and seeing mine through my talons. I swallowed him up and I didn't chew one bit. Then I flew off to find something bigger. This is pretty. A mama rabbit. It's rude. She was almost too big to carry. I started choking, but I couldn't stop eating. And suddenly, I was a shark. Whoa. Just gotta wiggle, wiggle. Wee. I rolled off a cliff and into the ocean. Now I was hungrier than ever. I wanted fat, juicy seals. I tore off her flippers and it tasted really good. Whoops. I grabbed on tight. But I was so hungry I jumped out of the water. When I opened my eyes, everything had changed. Now I was a monster, and I smelled people everywhere. Damn. Whoops. to stop, but also I didn't. This bit's pretty cool. What shall a drunk sailor do? What? Shave his belly with a... Okay. Whoops. Okay, out we go. Whoops. This game is so good, dude. Ow. Oh, I was... After the last passenger, I was still hungry, and across the water, I smelled something new, something I had to have. So I swam towards it. I really do love the way the game does stuff like this. I'll explain it again in a minute. I slithered onto the sand, and the good smell went into an old pipe. It's just the way that... You know what, no, I won't say anything until we finish this part of the game. But I really like it. I got closer and closer. All my stomachs started growling. And suddenly, I was me again. I held my breath for a long time, but I couldn't hear anything. I think it's waiting for me to fall asleep, but it's not gonna wait much longer. It needs to feed, and we both know I will be delicious. Damn. Oh. I'm not sure if I believed all of that, but I'm sure Edie. Oh, it might be Edie. I've been saying Eddie. I think it's Edie. Yeah. So the implication is she ate holly berries, which are deadly. Like, if you eat them, you will die. So, implication she died of eating the poisonous berries. But also, there's an aspect of you could believe that everything that happens to them that they are seeing happen, all of that could be true. But there is a real world element where it makes sense every time as well, which I really enjoy. No, I'm not meant to go up onto the tree, that makes sense. This will be obvious later, but my mom never told me any of these stories. Edie would have, but Mom didn't like bringing up the past. Though when we adopted a stray kitten, she was the one who named it Molly. I spent a lot of time in Great-Grandma Edie's room. We got along, and it was a good place to hide from my mom. Dragon kills Finch. When Edie told people Sven was killed by a dragon, she could have also said he was building a dragon-shaped slide that collapsed. She could have, but she didn't. Dragon kills Finch. Oh damn, they have a picture as it happened. That's sad. Edie won't go. One summer, they evacuated the island, but Edie refused to go. For a few weeks, she was a celebrity. A little forest fire. I hadn't thought of myself as Edith Jr. for a long time. For a long, long time. hens that died. That's sad. Derpy Jr., that's cute. Lewis died a week before we left, but Edie had already started to memorialize him. Oh. Oh. Oh, that's really sad. Her room was like a museum. For 500 years, the Finches have been famous throughout Norway for their fortune and misfortune. Odin Finch buries the latest victims of the family curse, his wife Ingeborg and their newborn son Johan. On January 7, 1936, he set sail with his family and his house, hoping to leave the curse behind. But 40-foot waves off the coast of Washington send the house and Odin to the bottom of the sea. Odin's daughter Edie, with husbands Sven and baby Molly, step ashore on their new home, Orcas Island. Odin Finch is the first to be buried in the new family cemetery. His daughter Edie is already dreaming of a new Finch house. Real news. So how do I leave this? How do I leave it though? I'm done. There we go. Back. Right. Odin. So he was the first one. Whatever's wrong with this family, it goes back a long ways. Sven and Edie. Damn. Whoa. Oh my god. Even in her 90s, sometimes Edie seemed a lot younger than my mother. The only trace Grandpa Sam's first wife Kay left on the house was the pink bathroom. Oh no! It was a pretty big one. There's a secret in this bathroom. It's in the last place you would look. It isn't in the cupboard. It's hidden in this book. Okay, it's not right now. It's fine. Yeah, there's just a bit that's really, really sad, and it's still only in implications, but I think it's the worst of them all. Sven gave Sam an old camera he'd refurbished. He never put it down. Milton came through here as well. Fort Calvin. Fort Sam. Oh. Oh God. I knew Grandpa Sam had a twin. And that he never talked about him. I guess my grandpa didn't like history any more than my mom did. Oh, 11. The thing I remember is that when he had made up his mind, that was it. My brother said he'd die. Oh. My brother said he'd die before something. My brother said he'd die before he ate another mushroom, and he did. Oh no! Barbara's funeral, we swore we'd never be afraid again, and he wasn't. I think Calvin always wanted to fly. This one gives me motion sickness. Sam, Calvin, dinner's ready. Coming. But that day he finally made up his mind to do it. I told him going around was impossible. Maybe if I hadn't said that. It's kind of hard to read when everything covers the words. Calvin, I'm not going to tell you again. Or maybe if the wind hadn't picked up, then maybe he'd still be here, but I doubt it. I think he'd already made up his mind. That's what I want to remember about my brother. The day he made up his mind to fly, and he did. Calvin's story felt strangely familiar. When I was younger, I remember trying to do the exact same thing. Close it, please, thank you. Well, that's horrifying. After the funeral, Edie roped off Calvin's half of the room. Mom said Grandpa Sam enlisted at 18 and never set foot in the room again. Oh, that's cool. Damn. The passages were a pretty tight fit. They obviously been built for smaller hands and bellies. Oh. Whenever people ask me about my family, the first thing they always want to know about is Barbara. Edie's father, Odin, built the original house. So Barbara, Barbara in 1944 to 1960. Mom must have locked the third floor stairs on the night we left. Sven and Edie, Calvin and Sam, Gregory. That's the one that's really bad. I think you can guess by the years why it's really bad. I had to exit out of the game, and now we're back. Back a little bit accidentally. Growing up, I always thought of Barbara as a child stare. Whoa. Whoops. Oh my god, okay. I never thought about how hard it must have been for her afterwards. I like the pink clock. It's very cool. Happy birthday, Barbara. Oh, damn. Barbara, 1944 to 1966. This bit's great. Of all the stories people wrote about Barbara's death, I'm surprised Edie saved this one. Old Jack here with another ghastly tale inspired by America's most unfortunate family. I'm calling it The Surprise Ending of Barbara Finch. Gotta wait for it to finish its own dialogue, I think. As a child star, Barbara was famous for her scream. Now at 16, she was all washed up, a has-been. But in a lucky break, she'd been asked to perform her signature scream at a local convention for monster movie fans. It was just the boost her career needed. Unfortunately, her scream hadn't aged well. Getting better. I think you just need the right motivation. Her biggest fan and current boyfriend, Rick, was about to demonstrate when... a big scream. Now that was a great scream. It was Barbara's father, Sven. He'd slipped into a table saw and had to be rushed to the emergency room. So Barbara got stuck babysitting her youngest brother, Walter. Her convention comeback was cancelled. Okay, I'm hearing frustration, but I'm not hearing terror. What if I tried? A gang of hoodlums in Halloween masks have been terrorizing the island they're on. That came from the basement. You're right. Also, I loved your delivery on that. Why is your basement door locked? Because my dad likes making puzzles and secret passages. There's a hidden key in the music box. The secret is to keep winding and winding until finally the key pops out. Thanks, babe. I'll be back in a sec. 20 minutes later, Rick hadn't returned. So Barbara went to look for him, right on cue. She reached for the music box, and she wound the key. She listened for Rick, but the house was silent. How did the key end up back there? She found Rick's crutch and imagined the worst. The gang's leader is the infamous Hookman killer, Dr. Carol Hammond, who impaled and then ate his family 10 years ago tonight. This music's very loud. The old fridge rattled and grew still. Oh dear. Rick. Barb, relax. I was just trying to scare you to help you find your scream. Well, I'm not scared, Rick. I'm furious. Then act furious. All I'm getting from you now is that you're hurt and confused and you're... She threw him out, but she kept a little something to remember him by. Barb, have you seen my other crutch? And she was still holding on to it when she fell asleep watching the late picture show. Hours later. Barbara, Walter, what's going on up there? Okay, I'm coming up. But if this is a trick, you're dead, Walter. Where are the stairs? Bum, 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 bum. I love the eyes on the windows. Scared me. Walter, are you there? Walter had vanished, but his bedside satellite radio was still on. Orcas Island police described the man as 6 feet tall with a steel hook for a hand. Residents are urged to lock all doors and windows. Barbara turned, saw the hook man, and was speechless. He was quite smashing. And whoever he was, he couldn't get enough of Barbara. Okay, Barbara, there's gotta be a way out of here. That night, she played her part beautifully. Molly's door hadn't been opened in years. The hinges groaned. He wasn't moving, but she sensed the story might not be over yet. He's gone. The hook man had vanished. She listened for his breathing, but all she heard was ding dong. At the door, she heard whispering. It was coming from inside the house. Oh dear. Surprise. Bravo, Barbara. You were wonderful. We love you. The monsters had come to surprise her. For Barbara, it was a dream come true. Then she saw what kind of monsters they were, and she realized what was about to happen. She was going to be famous. And with her final breath, Barbara Finch gave the performance of her life. I wasn't there myself, but I hear Barbara was magnificent. Poor girl, she had a taste for stardom. But unfortunately, so did her fans. Of course, the police blamed it all on poor Rick, who disappeared the same night. And little Walter, hiding underneath his bed the whole time. He took it all pretty hard, but that's another story. As for Barbara, tucked inside the music box was all they ever found of her. Her ear. Now that's what I call a real eerie tale. The end. Damn. So did her boyfriend just kill her? That's a really cool comic book cover. Barbara. Edie told me all Barbara wanted was to be remembered. As absurd as that comic was, maybe what Edie saw was a happy ending. Oh, that's sad, but now we know the music box has the key. I mean, I knew that already, but now we know definitely. I think we'll do one more story, and then I'll end the video. Depending on how long it is, there are some that are a lot longer than others. I guess now I know why Mom didn't like me playing with the music box. Bum bum. Okay, let me quickly look at these again. And look at this. Okay, then the music box. Let's go get the key. Bum, bum. stuck on some books. Okay. Barbara. There we go. This basement's really scary. Sven. Oh, my mom said the basement was off limits unless I wanted another tetanus shot. Oh, that's the prototype for the slide he was building. I saw Edie sneak down to the basement once, carrying packages. I thought maybe she was hiding presents. It turned out she was hiding a lot more than that. I remember asking Mom once about where Walter had gone. She said after Barbara died, he got as far away as he could. If there's a pattern in all these stories, I think it's that none of us have gotten very far. Walter, 1952 to 2005. Goodbye, everyone. I can't believe I've been down here for 30 years. On that... Oh. Keep trying to read the notes. On that first day, after the shaking started, I didn't think I'd survive a week. But after a few days, I settled into routine. That's what kept me sane. Having a schedule, living for today. I always expected to be dead tomorrow. But if you wait long enough, you get used to anything. Even a monster on the other side of the door starts to feel normal, almost friendly. And then one day, everything just stopped. Whatever that thing was, it was gone. Maybe it got tired of waiting. Or maybe I just got tired of being afraid. It's been a week now, the longest in 30 years. I'm done waiting. I have to leave while I still can. Wow, I know it's out there somewhere. Whatever killed Barbara and Molly and Calvin. Maybe this is all a mistake. But I need to stop living the same day, even if it kills me. Whatever is out there, I want you to know I'm ready for it. I'm gonna appreciate all of it, especially the good. Especially the food. I don't mind if I only have a year left, or a month, or a single week. I'd be happy with one new day. I can already imagine the sun on my face. That one is really sad. I don't know, it's just so many of these are an allegory for mental health, and obviously some of them are mental health. Walter died when I was 6. I can't believe my mom never told me he was down here. I mean, God, some of it's really awful. I'm sure my mom was trying to protect me. Oh, Walter. I'm sure my mom was trying to protect me. I think we'll get out of here and then we'll end the video. Because I can't remember how long this game is, but I can only remember a few more. So, I don't know. I think we might only have 2 videos of this. So, maybe she was afraid I'd end up like Walter. But if she never told me about an uncle under the house, I can only imagine what else she was hiding. I don't want to make the same mistakes she made, trying to bury something that's still alive. Now that there's only one of us left, or maybe 2, I thought it was time I heard the stories for myself and found out what happened to everyone else. But now I'm worried the stories themselves might be the problem. Maybe we believed so much in a family curse, we made it real. Damn. That's really the big thing of the whole game. Is the curse real, or did they put so much, when you believe something is real, it's hard to live your life as if it's not. So was it real, or did they believe in the curse so much that people died because of neglect, or, people weren't as cautious because they thought we're gonna die anyway, so then they did die. It's a really fun story, and I cannot wait to show you the rest. But that is gonna be it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed watching, and I'll see you in the next one.